Wellbeing podcast, a place to help you to understand, manage and improve your mental health and wellbeing, where you will find the knowledge, guidance and tools you need to improve your life and where you can build your own wellbeing toolkit to take with you. Do you ever just find yourself in a bad mood? Maybe nothing's physically happened to get you there, or maybe somebody's done something to put you in a bad mood. When I say bad mood, I mean one of those moody moods. We're in a bad mood or a strop. We're pissed off at something or someone. We all get them. And when we do, we radiate negative energy. And once we're in it, it tends to linger. We can't quite shake the mood off as quickly as we'd like. And the reason we can't shake it off is that we're letting our thoughts run the show again. They're in control and they keep us lured into the story on repeat. We repeat and repeat and repeat the story of what's put us in a bad mood or who has. And these thought patterns keep the bad mood going. Our brain thinks that by repeating the story, we'll solve the problem, but it actually just maintains it. Because we're so caught up in this process and we've allowed our thoughts to take control, we resist doing anything that might actually help. Because we're so stuck on the focus, the cause, the whys. There are many things that can cause us to get into a bad mood, but mostly it's because we perceive that someone else has done something to cause it. Maybe our partner, our friend or colleague has done something to make our life awkward or to piss us off. But in reality, it isn't anybody else that's caused us to get into a bad mood. It's ourselves that have done this. Now, I know this might sound wrong, and you might not agree when you're stuck in that mood, but we are the cause of our own mood. It isn't that we're at fault or wrong. We might be suffering, we might be tired, our resilience might be running on low. But our lack of awareness, the freedom we're giving our thoughts to control us, and our resistance in being able to get out of that mood, those things are down to us and nobody else. Other people might cause situations that influence our mood, but they don't cause the mood itself. And as soon as we accept this bit, we can be free and have a better control and influence over shaking off that bad mood. When we're in a bad mood, we become destructive. We do this internally by destructing our own mind, our feelings, or by reacting impulsively, externally, verbalizing or acting out our bad mood towards others or objects. When we're destructive towards ourselves, we jeopardize our state of mind, our experiences, our time and our well-being. And when we're destructive towards others, we jeopardize our relationships and our ability to communicate effectively. We prolong the mood and usually get other people's backs up, which doesn't solve the issue. It just actually makes it harder to get out of. There's two things then that we have to work on if we want to manage and prevent moods taking over us. One, we need to stop the moods in their tracks to prevent it going on and wasting our life and destructing everything it touches. And two, we need to work on our impulsiveness, how we respond irrationally when we're in a mood. To stop the mood in its tracks and prevent our impulsivity to react, we first need to accept that a situation has happened and that we feel this way. Just accept it. Then we need to stop our thoughts running away on repeat. Now this bit's hard and it takes practice, but the best strategy to do this is to immerse ourselves into a task that changes our focus and makes less room for those runaway thoughts. It can be anything that works for you, and it can be for any amount of time, but a minimum of 10 minutes. So this is any task that you can go away and do when you can feel that bad mood starting. Something that takes your focus off it and onto something else. It could be reading, it could be going for a walk, it could be doing something that you need to get done in the house, it could be going for a drive. Absolutely anything that works for you, just for a minimum of 10 minutes. And once we've done this, our mind will be a bit more resilient and we've made some space for some better thoughts. And yes, those negative ones will still be lurking around, but we can replace them with more positive ones because we've freed up some space for them. So we think thoughts such as, I am stronger than this mood. I choose to keep my mood in a better place. This will pass. I will not waste my time and energy being moody. I am aware and I can be in control of my own thoughts, and so on. These strategies will stop your mood in its tracks, so long as you stay strong and persevere with them and repeat them instead of the negative story. Repeat that activity you're doing for 10 minutes, do it for longer. Repeat those powerful statements, those fight back thoughts. I am stronger than this mood. When we're in a bad mood and all those runaway thoughts have already made it worse for us, what we tend to do is focus so much on the other person, the cause. We can't quite shift our thought patterns because we're so focused on them and how hard done by we are, how they've done something to make our life difficult. But what we're doing here with the distraction and the thought control is focusing more on ourselves and what we need to do to get ourselves out of that bad mood, because that mood is not going to make your life any better. It's not going to show the other person that they've done something wrong, because actually it's just going to make them feel worse. So it's about self-care, it's about focusing on you and getting out of that mood. Although bad moods can be difficult to shake, and it's difficult to let it go if someone's caused a situation that's got us there, but you have the power to stop it, to break free from it, and to control how you react. You are strong enough to do this. You can forgive, if not for someone else, then for yourself. Don't let a bad mood steal hours of your precious life. There's so much more you can be doing for yourself, and with that time and energy, you are stronger than that bad mood. For this week's toolkit, there's 2 quick strategies that you can use to guide you along the way of trying to get out of a bad mood. But these should be in addition to the steps we talked about earlier, the distraction technique and the thought control. The first tool is move the mood. Often when we're in a bad mood, I think we've talked about this in a previous episode, when we're feeling low, and we stay in the same environment, we sit in the same room, the mood tends to linger with us and it's more difficult to shake it off. So what you can do to try and help this is get out of that place that you've been sitting dwelling on this mood. Change the scenery, get out of the room, out of the house, out of the building, wherever you are, and do something outside of that place. Because this can really help to shift perspective and to change your energy. And the second tool is solve the mood. So ask yourself, what will help me shift this mood right now? It's a power question. It's not about solving the problem that started in the first place, because sometimes we can't do this, especially if somebody else has done something that's pissed us off. But what do we need to do to help this mood we're in for ourselves right now? And it might be talking about it. It might be going back to the person that you've had some conflict or difficulty with and talking it through in a more rational frame of mind. It might not be. It might be keeping busy. It might be listening to this podcast and following the steps we've talked about. But when you're in a mood, rather than focusing and ask yourself why someone's done something to hurt us, upset us, or make things difficult, ask yourself, what can I do to get out of this mood, to shift this mood, and to make my mood better? And we've reached the end of this week's episode. I hope some of this information has been valuable and can help to shift your perspective and your control when you're in a bad mood. Thank you for listening and have a nice week.